Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
29 TD QB named as Cowboys' potential replacement for Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys could soon be forced to prepare for life without Dak Prescott. It's no secret that Prescott is entering the final year of his contract with the Cowboys, while Dallas remains adamant that the plan is to sign the three-time Pro Bowl quarterback to a long-term contract extension. There's no guarantee that will happen, with Dallas not featuring a single quarterback under contract for the 2024 season. They could be forced to look for potential replacement options. As KD Drummond of Cowboys Wire proposes, Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa could be a potential franchise quarterback replacement for Prescott. As Drummond mentions, Tagovailoa is also entering the final year of his rookie contract, with the Dolphins and Tagovailoa having yet to agree on a new deal. Drummond even proposes that Prescott sign with the Dolphins in a free agency swap of quarterbacks. So why would Miami let him go? The Dolphins seem like the perfect fit if Prescott is looking for a landing spot in 2025 free agency, so maybe there's a QB shuffle between the two teams in free agency. Writes Drummond, Tua Tagovailoa may be AFC's version of Dak Prescott. The 26-year-old Tagovailoa has been a winning quarterback since entering the league in 2020. In fact, he's had a winning record in all 4 of his seasons as a starter, going 32-19 while leading Miami to the playoffs in each of the past 2 years. In fact, Tagovailoa has the 6th most wins of any quarterback since the 2020 season. However, it appears Miami has reached a certain ceiling with Tagovailoa at quarterback. The Dolphins not only lost in resounding fashion to the Kansas City Chiefs in their playoff game last season, Tagovailoa appears to have difficulty beating the best teams in the NFL. At the end of last season, the Tagovailoa-led Dolphins lost both games against the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills, with AFC seeding and a division crown on the line, by a combined score of 77-33. Tagovailoa also struggles in a major way during cold weather games, which is a major issue during the playoffs in January. As Jacob Kamenker of the Sporting News pointed out before the playoff game against the Chiefs, Tagovailoa is 0-6 in games at or below 45 degrees. With the loss to Kansas City, Tagovailoa is now 0-7 in such games. While Tagovailoa certainly doesn't have the playoff experience that Prescott has started 7 playoff games. The perception of the Dolphins quarterback is very much the same as the Cowboys passer in that they struggle to beat the elite opponents of the league. Why Tua Tagovailoa could be option in 2025, similar to how Prescott led the league in touchdown passes last year. Tagovailoa has also led the league in major passing categories, such as passing yards and passer rating. One major difference is that Tagovailoa is 5 years younger than Prescott. One could argue that the potential is still there for Tagovailoa to develop into more than what he's shown thus far. Obviously, time will dictate whether or not the Cowboys end up getting a deal done with Prescott. However, if the dominoes fall into place and both the Dolphins and Cowboys end up allowing their quarterbacks to hit free agency, Tagovailoa would be a solid replacement option for Prescott. Cowboys' position group, listed as NFL's weakest, doesn't inspire much confidence. After sitting out the top of the running back market and whiffing at the position during the NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys running back room lacks a true bell cow. Likewise, Pro Football Focus NFL analyst John Kosko lacks confidence in the Cowboys' running backs, ranking Dallas' backfield as the weakest in the league. The Cowboys were linked to multiple backs in the draft. Kosko writes for PFF, but came away with none. They instead re-signed Ezekiel Elliott a year after cutting him. They'll likely utilize him in a committee approach with Rico Dowdle and Royce Freeman, which doesn't inspire much confidence in the room. Dallas is essentially taking a $2 million flyer on Elliott picking up in 2024, at age 28, where he left off from 5 starts with the New England Patriots in 2023, rushing for 645 yards and 3 touchdowns as a focal point of the ground game. However, even if Royce Freeman carves out a role as a change of pace complementary back alongside Elliott, it's difficult to envision not selecting a running back during the draft is going to be a decision that works out favorably for the Cowboys. After all, Dowdle and Deuce Vaughn have combined for just 119 rushing attempts and 2 career touchdowns. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy expects to lean heavily into a running back by committee approach in hopes of overseeing a 3rd consecutive top 5 offense in 2024. I have more experience with that, McCarthy told reporters of deploying a committee. "I think it's really the times that we're in. 17 games is a lot of football. That's a big role for those guys. Don't get me wrong, they'd all like to carry it like the old days and have those touches, but you want those guys fresh at the most important time of the year. So that's all part of planning and how you look at projections of play time." Deploying multiple backs could help keep Elliot fresh after logging 2,065 career rushing attempts, but how productive the Cowboys' running game proves to be remains to be seen, especially given the limited resources Dallas has invested in the position this offseason. Mike McCarthy confident in Ezekiel Elliott. "Since his arrival, the Cowboys have exuded confidence in Elliott's ability to make a legitimate impact this season. Elliott will lead Dallas' backfield experiment. And it sounds like there's a feeling inside the building that he's ready to pick up where he left off. It's as natural of a transition that you'll ever see," McCarthy told reporters on May 13th. "He walked in and he had that unbelievable smile. It's like he never left. Huge personality in the locker room. But some things have changed for him as well, like protection systems, so he has some new learning, but it's great to have him back." Whether the Cowboys add a veteran back to round out the committee or supplant Elliott at the top of the depth chart remains to be seen, but it sounds like Cowboys COO Stephen Jones is optimistic about what the position group can offer in 2024. "Certainly, the way we're looking right now," Jones said of the RB by committee approach via the team's official website. "A lot of teams do that and do it successfully. A lot of teams have moved toward that because of the wear and tear that comes with this league. We're not done yet." Though, can Deuce Vaughn break out for Cowboys? Given that Elliott and Freeman likely have the best chance to emerge as the back at the top of the Cowboys committee, Vaughn's role remains to be seen. The Cowboys' sixth-round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, Vaughn rushed for only 40 yards while averaging 1.7 yards per carry as a rookie. Conventional wisdom might suggest one of the reasons the Cowboys didn't aggressively pursue upgrading depth at running back is optimism that Vaughn has more to offer than he showed in his rookie season. Pro Football Focus points out that Vaughn averaged just 1.52 yards before contact per carry, but that one of his 23 rushing attempts went for more than 23 yards last season. He sees the field clearly. NFL Media's Lance Zierlein wrote of Vaughn prior to the 2023 draft as fearless between the tackles, possesses quality contact balance, and finds his way into the end zone as a runner and receiver. Vaughn has an uphill climb ahead of him, but his history of consistent, high-end production makes the climb to success seem achievable. If Vaughn shifts into a new gear in 2024, the Cowboys might be vindicated for how they approached building out the position this offseason.